So children, yesterday I have completed this about Alauddin Khilji. I have completed Deccan expedition. Today I'm going to start your the policy or the measures which Alauddin Khilji has adopted to control the nobles of his court, because he has taken the crown of Khilji dynasty from Jalaluddin Ahmad. All right. He actually killed Jalaluddin Ahmad and acquired the Khilji dynasty and become the Sultan of Delhi. This was actually, so that is why the nobles of his court were not loyal towards him. They were continuously doing conspiracy against Khilji. So Khilji has adopted certain measures to control the powers of nobles and to have a full control over the Delhi, over its empire. Is it clear? So what measures the Khilji took so that he can control the nobles? Okay. Now you see all of you in the book, page number 75, measures against nobility. Under this you see, when Alauddin Khilji came to the throne, he had to face a serious rebellion from the nobles. Serious rebellion, serious opposition from the nobles. Nobles were not ready to cooperate and coordinate with Alauddin Khilji. So he took a number of measures to crush their power. So to crush the powers of nobles, Alauddin Khilji has adopted several measures. We need to study about those measures. The first measure you see, the nobles were not allowed to hold parties or festivals or to form marriage alliances without the permission of the Sultan, as Alauddin Khilji was the Sultan. So first step which he has took is this, that he has restricted nobles to hold any party, to organize or any festivals, or to form any kind of the marriage allowances without his prior permission. He said if nobles has to do any kind of the festivals, or if the nobles have to do any kind of the parties, if nobles have to do any kind of the marriage alliances, which is not possible until and unless they will take permission from Alauddin Khilji. Then second measure, the use of wine and intoxicant was banned. He has totally banned. He said that none of the noble is going to use the wine or intoxicant. This was totally banned by Alauddin Khilji. So second measure. Third measure, gambling was forbidden and gamblers were severely punished. He has said that now there will be no gambling. If anyone will be indulged in gambling, they are going to be punished by him. Fourth measure, he stopped paying the soldiers in land and introduced cash salary. Okay, the first thing is that he said, I'm not going to give to the soldiers land or any kind of the property. I'm going to give soldiers the cash salary every month. This is the fourth measure against the noble to crush their power. The fifth one, he established an efficient spy system to keep a check on the activities of the nobles. All right, so he has developed a spy system. These spies were keeping eyes on the nobles, so the nobles will not able to do any kind of the conspiracy against Alauddin Khilji. So these are the 5 measures which Alauddin Khilji has adopted to crush the powers of the nobles, because they were continuously opposing Alauddin Khilji. Then next, what he has started, military reform. He has done the reformation of the military. One of the reformation, I told you that he started paying soldiers in cash. He started paying them monthly cash salary. Is it clear? So Alauddin, now see all of you military reforms in your book. Alauddin Khilji was the first ruler of Delhi who led the foundation of permanent standing army. He was the first ruler of Delhi who has for the first time actually founded the system of permanent standing army. Permanent standing army, the foundation of permanent standing army is first led by Alauddin Khilji. That is the first one. Second, he imported quality horse and started the system of branding horses. Branding horses means dag. Okay, so he was the first one. He started importing the quality horses, and he started the system of branding of the horses, and he called the name to branding of the horses as dag. so that the soldiers could not replace them with inferior quality of horses. He was not interested to give any kind of the inferior quality of horses to his soldiers. That's why he started importing the good quality of the horses, and he started the branding of horses, which is called Dag. That is the second measure started by Alauddin Khilji. Third, he also introduced the system of chehra, means he started giving identity card to each soldier. So the process of the identity card which was given to soldiers by Alauddin Khilji was called as chehra. Then last one, he himself approved all recruitment to the army and paid cash salaries to the soldiers. And the last measure, military reform which he started, that he himself have started appointing the soldiers in his army, and he started giving cash salary to his soldiers. So these are the military reformation started by Alauddin Khilji. Now the last one, revenue reform. What are the reformation he has done in revenue? Now see all of you in the book. Alauddin Khilji introduced a number of important measures to get maximum revenue. All right. So he was, because he has to pay cash salary to his soldiers, many other things he was doing. So he was in need of more revenue. So to increase his revenue, he has introduced number of important measures. What are those? See, he brought all the land of the empire under his direct control. All the land of the empire he has taken under his control. The first thing. He introduced the practice of measuring the land and fixing the state share accordingly. He started measuring the land. What kind of the measurement he was doing? He was measuring that what quality of the land every area is having. And the area where the quality of the land was good, means if the land was fertile, he was introducing higher taxes to those land areas. And the areas where the quality or fertility of the land was poor, there he was imposing the less taxes. So this is his strategy to increase his revenue. Okay. So first what he has done, he has brought all the land of his empire under his control. Second thing, he started measuring the land and started fixing the state share accordingly. He increased the land revenue from 1/3 to 1/2. This also he has done. Land revenue he has increased from 1/3 to 1/2 and demanded it to pay in cash, not in kind. And he said that land revenue is not going to be paid in kind. Land revenue is going to be paid in cash. Okay, so these are the various measures which are being started by Alauddin Khilji, one of the most popular and the most brave and the most successful Sultan of Khilji dynasty. Is it clear? So we have completed, children, the Khilji dynasty. Now we need to start with the Tughlaq dynasty. Okay. Now, the assassination to the throne by Ghazi Malik had its own ups and downs. In 1320, he took the title of Ghiazuddin Tughlaq Shah and began the Tughlaq dynasty. So, who founded the Tughlaq dynasty? It is Ghazi Malik, who got the title of Ghiazuddin Tughlaq Shah. He got this title and he led the foundation of Tughlaq dynasty. Okay, then. But one of the most, you can say, controversial Sultan of Tughlaq dynasty was Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Although he was a very knowledgeable person, he was an intelligent person. Okay, but the problem was he has started certain policies, the policies which was actually does not goes in his favor, which goes against him. Now see all of you, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, one of the most popular, you can say, or one of the most controversial, you can say, ruler of the Tughlaq dynasty. That is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Now all of you see in the book, page number 76, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Ghiazuddin's son Zuna Khan ascended the throne and took the title of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. All right. So Ghiazuddin Tughlaq Shah was the founder of the Tughlaq dynasty. His son, whose name was Zona Khan, all right, he ascended the throne and he got the title of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So after his father, he became the Sultan of Delhi and Sultan of Delhi of the Tughlaq dynasty. Then Muhammad bin Tughlaq was, now next paragraph tells about him. See all of you, and the whole paragraph is important. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was one of the most remarkable ruler of his age. He was a great scholar. He had great interest in religion and philosophy. He had also mastered mathematics, astronomy, logic, physical science. He was a lover of Persian literature, music, fine arts, and calligraphy. So you can see, he was not only a brave soldier, he was not only a great ruler, he was also a great scholar. He was having interest in religion and philosophy. He was master in mathematics, astronomy, several subjects he was having the knowledge of. Not only this, he was also interested in Persian literature like music, fine arts, calligraphy. All means he was a multi-dimensional person. He was having lot of knowledge. Is it clear? But then there are certain, decisions which he took, which actually made his reign a controversial reign. One of the decisions which he took is the transfer of capital. Okay, so Muhammad bin Tughlaq reign had also spread to south. Tughlaq reign means when Muhammad bin Tughlaq became the Sultan of Delhi. At that time, Delhi was having good control over South India. Is it clear? So what he thought, that from Delhi it is becoming very difficult to control the Deccan area, to control the South India. So he decided that he is going to shift his capital from Delhi to Devagiri. All right. So see, he shifted his capital to Devagiri, new modern Aurangabad, and renamed it Daulatabad. Okay. So he thought that from Delhi it is becoming very difficult to have a control over South India. So he decided to shift his capital from Delhi to Devagiri, and he gave the name to Devagiri as Daulatabad. Okay. Now, why he has changed the capital? For three reasons. 3 dots are given in the book. Daulatabad was centrally located where he could control the Deccan territory. All right. Means Delhi, from Delhi, the Deccan territories were very far, but Devagiri or Daulatabad was very, you can say, at the center. So, and from there he will able to control South India as well as of the North India. So this is the reason he took the decision to shift his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. Second, Delhi was in the grip of severe famine. At that time in Delhi, when he became the Sultan of Delhi, at that time in Delhi, severe famine occurs. All right, people were dying. So that also was the one reason why he took a decision to shift his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. Third reason, Delhi was constantly threatened by Mongol invasion. Mongol were continuously threatening to attack on Delhi. All right. So these are the 3 reasons why Muhammad bin Tughlaq took a decision to shift his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. Then what happened after that? He ordered the people of Delhi, including religious heads, to shift to Daulatabad. On realizing the gravity of the threat from northwest, he decided to shift the capital back to Delhi. Is it clear? Now see. First, he gave order to the people of his empire of Delhi, including the religious head, that start shifting to Daulatabad. People have taken all their things and started shifting and walking to Daulatabad. But all of a sudden, he realized this, that the northwest is always threatening. Okay, so he decided to, he took a decision that now he's not going to shift the capital, he is going to remain in Delhi. This caused lots of hardship to the people. Means the people have taken everything and they were moving to Daulatabad, and all of a sudden he took a decision he is not going to shift to the Daulatabad. Alright, so this is something very controversial decision which Muhammad bin Tughlaq has taken, which has created so much of hardship to the people of his empire. Then after that, token currency. Muhammad bin Tughlaq has introduced token currency. Okay, that also become a very controversial decision by him in the Indian history. Now see, another controversial step which Muhammad bin Tughlaq took was the introduction of the token currency. It meant introduction of bronze tanka in place of silver tanka. Okay, means earlier they were using a currency made up of silver. All right, the coins made up of silver. Now he said that as silver is very expensive, it is rarely found, and bronze now is available in plenty. So he is going to make a tanka, he is going to make a coin of bronze, not of silver. So this decision he took. Now, then this was done because of the shortage of silver. I told you silver was less there, but this experiment failed due to the circulation of counterfeit or fake coins on a very large scale, which caused chaos in trade and commerce. Consequently, he withdrew the token currency. All right, but what happened? Now see, he introduced token currency, means he introduced a currency which is made up of silver. He said that we are not going to use a coin which is made up of silver. We are going to use a coin which is made up of bronze, because silver was available in less quantity. But this experiment of his actually created several fake kind of the currencies were there in his empire. It has affected trade and commerce badly. And finally, he retook a decision to cancel the token currency. He said that now we are not going to use the token currency. We are going to continue with the same currency made up of silver. Okay. So this is the another controversial decision taken by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Then next is taxation in dough. All right, so children, today I am leaving it till here. Monday also I'll upload one video. All right, and then I'll complete your chapter number 8, that is Delhi Sultanate. Okay, for today only this much. Thank you, children.